Hey, Dolly.
Hi.
Tell us your name.
Dolly.
I love it.
And Hens is my last name. So,
Dolly Hens.
yes. Sounds like a flock of chickens.
No, it sounds like a movie star name. Don't you think? Dolly Hens? I feel like Dolly Hens is a movie star name.
Well, thank you. I haven't felt like that through my life because Dolly's been a hard name to grow up with, but that's okay.
But it made you tough.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, remember that? There's that song by Johnny Cash. His son named...
Boy Named Sue?
Boy Named Sue!
That's interesting. I'm Dolly Sue.
Okay, yeah. Boy named... He used to whoop the tar out of everybody.
Yes,
He was
the original rock and roll, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He used to sing rock and roll before he became a country western star, so...
Oh, I love that. Okay, so how did you get involved? Give us a backstory.
I've always cared about animals. I've always been a part of trying to find the homes when I find dogs. My son was grown. I've got grandkids. Needed something extra to do with my time. Started perusing the Facebook pages, and as you know, there's a lot of dogs in need around here. Yeah. I saw a dog that needed a ride somewhere. I contacted Dana. She said, take it to the vet and I'll help you. Within 2 hours, she had $700 raised, and I've never looked back. I jumped in deep immediately. Dana and Sean had already established
And
Dog Rescue RS.
Dog Rescue RS. They are the founders.
They are the founders.
Okay.
They are the ones that gave us that wonderful, cute name. But anyway, yes, they started in 2019. And I came aboard probably about 4 or 5 months after they had started. Now, they had been doing rescue long before that even, but officially forming Dog Rescue RS, it was about 4 months. And, the three of us together, we just hit lightning, and we have done nothing but grow. I took over all the ground stuff because Sean's in Plano. Dana's our fundraiser, but she's she's got her own things going on, and I hit the ground running, and I give shots. I'm our medical for our dogs. We have a medical people that I work with as well. Teresa Orr is there, Rachel Stout, people that Tasha Lee. We all kind of work together to make a group, And
we met Karen, and she said y'all are friends.
Oh yes, Karen. Oh, yep. Like I said, Karen's one of my personal heroes.
Yeah.
She is what she's done with the Fix West Texas is nothing short of amazing.
That's awesome.
She and I work together well on. I'll go and sit and visit with them while they
do their thing.
Do their thing.
So you were telling us, you're like, hey, I got to be casual today. I got dog transport.
Yes,
what
ma'am.
does that mean?
I spend most of my 48 hours leading up to it, getting ready to throw up, because tonight we're sending about 85 animals. We put them all on a yellow school bus and we send them up there. But
you send them up where?
We send them up north. We send them Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana. We've got a transport going next week to Oregon, a transport at the end of the month to Canada. Because in Texas, it's a different kind of mentality. The actual definition of a pet in Texas is that it's just like your cow. It's livestock. So it can be treated or done whatever way it needs to be done. And so that's why for the longest time, you had dogs on chains. It was perfectly acceptable. Up north and up in those other places, they have spay and neuter laws. They have animal abuse laws. They don't just let people keep their dogs on chains and stuff. I'm not saying it's bad to have a dog outside. I would prefer all dogs to be a part of families, be inside, go have access outside. My dogs go outside and sleep in the yard, but they also know that if they need protection or something, they can come in. So
instead of sending them to shelters where they can be euthanized,
yes, ma'am.
You're shipping them out to save their lives.
Yes, ma'am. We pull a lot from Odessa Animal Control in Odessa.
That's where, by the way, that's where we rescued our barn cats.
There you go. They are wonderful there.
Odessa Animal Control.
Kelly is an absolutely amazing person. The whole staff there is just absolutely amazing.
That's awesome.
They just pretty much try to stand on their heads to save as many animals as possible as they can get.
Yeah.
So
some of our food is going to Odessa Animal Control.
That's
so
absolutely wonderful.
We're supporting both cities, Midland and Odessa.
That's great. I would love for the cities to work together as much as possible. I would love for rescuers to work together as much as possible. Sadly enough, there's drama everywhere, but
I blame it on football.
It is. I'm sure it is. So, but it's absolutely, Dog Rescue RS. We have, I personally, and like I said, I haven't even been here since the beginning of it. I've personally loaded pretty close to 10,000 dogs on buses myself.
Well,
and that's 3 years time.
Karen said in the last couple of years they have spay or neutered like 10,000 animals.
Yes, ma'am. We haven't sent all of her dogs away, but we've done that same kind of number, and it sounds like an astronomical number. It sounds like an unbelievable number, but it's a true number. It's ones that I've given thousands of shots. I have stuffed dewormer down hundreds and hundreds of dogs, and I mean we're just doing what we can, and it's like it's been described as trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon. It's it's just crazy.
But you know what? So whenever I hear things like that, because people say that about any problem, there's that old
teaspoon in ocean.
Well, the American Indian, he talks about how the little boy walks up and down the shore and he picks up, there's thousands and thousands of starfish, and he picks up the starfish and he throws it in the water, and he picks up the next and he throws it in the water, and somebody comes up and they're like, there's 1 million starfish on this shore. Are you really making a difference? And he picks up the next one and he throws it and he goes, made a difference to that one.
Yeah, I like that. See, now I have an addition to the story. That's absolutely.
Google it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like a Native American something. Yeah. I don't want to butcher it, but
right. I can see that, because it does. We don't stop just because we don't. Just because there's more coming.
Yeah.
You can't stop. It's the dogs that are the one that are paying the price for it. So.
What can people do? So here's the two-part question. One, what can the average person do? Just your average Joe Schmo, what can he do to help the community on his level? And then what can people do to help Dog Rescue RS? So let's start with
Well, if you're a dog owner, the very first thing is vaccinations. Those are the most important thing that you can do, just like your children get vaccinated. Parvo, distemper, those are real things, and they do kill dogs. If they're over a year old, they need 2 rounds of shots to be protected. If they're under a year old, they get 3 rounds of shots. That's what we do. It's our standard protocol. No dog goes anywhere without that. The next thing that they need to do is they need to spay or neuter their animals. Let's make sure that we control that pet population. We know you love your animals, but let's just keep it at that. I have lots of people that go, I just want to breed at one time. Just one time. What? So you can play with a fluffy puppy? That's what it turns out to be, because the fluffy puppy's no longer fluffy after about 6 or 8 weeks, and then they're kicking them out the door. So some of that mentality, we need education. We need to teach people that there are more responsibilities and more consequences to just letting them breed one time. So another thing is, let's fix our fences. Quite honestly, let's fix our fences.
we do take some animals home around these parts.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I can imagine.
Yeah. So
it's, take responsibility as a pet owner. You are in this. They count on you. They can't do this without you. You took the responsibility. They are a part of your family. Love them. Treat them like you would your children. I get that. Vets are very important. Try to find one that you feel comfortable with and stick with them. You don't have to have monthly checkup or anything of that nature, but have somebody that knows your dog, that has their history.
So I have a question. This might be a little bit of a polarizing question. I might get some pushback. I'm just going to put it out there. There are different cultures, and I know this because we live... Obviously, there's livestock and animals all over here. This all over the place. Culturally and, geographically, people who have grown up in Texas. You're right. I have friends who see their dogs as part of their livestock. They live outside. They don't come in the house. They do feed them. They vaccinate them. But it's very,
Right.
How do y'all handle that? Well, because not everybody, here's, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Here's where I'm getting. Not everyone sees dogs and cats as family.
Yes.
They are part of the livestock.
Well, and dogs, there was a time when they were just dogs.
Yeah.
And it's okay if that's what if they're being well taken care of and the dog is happy. I mean, I know healers that don't want to play in the house.
Yeah.
They want to go out there and herd the cattle, and they want to herd that. If I'm not going to disrespect anybody that is taking care of their animals. If they've got them out there and they don't have any shelter, or they don't have food or vaccinations, then I have issues with that. It's not my place to stand in judgment and say that this person who makes their living and the dog is enjoying it and they take care of each other. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're that same guy and put the dog in the back of your truck and drive down the street. I'm going to have an issue with that.
Yeah.
So let's be smart, responsible, take
like
care
that.
of your family.
I like that.
You
That's a good
know?
answer.
So-
Is there anything about Dog Rescue R Us that people can do to help support you guys? Like
we have-
the actual organization.
Well, you can go to DRRU.org. That's
DRRU.
.org. Yes, it's Dog Rescue R Us.
Okay.
Okay. And it's on that is our webpage that you can look at. It has a link to our Facebook. It has a link to our Because of You page that we highlight the dogs that have been adopted. We try to give updates whenever possible. We want to feel let the community come back and feel good about it. We always are in need of linens. That's one of the biggest things.
What does that mean? Give us
Linens
deets.
is sheets and towels.
Okay.
On transport like we go today, we can't put puppy pads in there because if they eat them and then they blow up in their stomach, it becomes a health issue and a hazard. So we use towels and sheets and things of that nature to put on there. They're very soiled a lot of times, and so those are going to be thrown away, and then we go ahead and we need more. And towels and sheets are amazing because they're soaking. I appreciate all the pretty comforters. Don't need them. Those don't go in the kennels very well. The dogs can shred them up. There's the down filling. But linens, we've always need linens. We need volunteers to help us do lots of different running around. Take a dog to a vet, pick up one, transfer it to another house.
So you need people that have clean driver's license and can drive.
Yeah, well, and they want to walk them to the vet, they can do that. I don't mind. I just need helping hands. I do need drivers. I always need transport drivers with clean driver's license, a love for animals, and a tolerance for poop.
Okay.
We have, if people they don't feel that they can do anything else and they want to be able to make a donation, they can do that.
Yeah.
It fosters. Oh my gosh, our world could not exist without fosters.
That's how I found you guys. So I'm doing something with an organization in Big Spring, and they were like, "Oh, I'm a foster parent for dogs through Dog Rescue RS," and she told me all about it.
Rachel Riley, by any chance?
Iman.
Okay, I did have to look up which one that is, but yes, that's wonderful. So
I learned about it.
We have expanded out. When I first started with Sean and Dana, I was running around doing everything, and it was just this little group in Odessa, a couple over here in Midland. Now we've expanded out. We have fosters in Big Spring, Midland.
Awesome.
We even have a couple of fosters in Fort Worth that are keeping bottle babies for us. We stretch out to Monahans. So
That's
fostering is our donations and fosters. I mean, that is our number one need because we can't do anything without the donations. Everything is donation based. Everything is foster and volunteer based. And without fosters, we don't, dogs, strays that are found, that are dumped, we have to have a place for them to be. And if we can't, we have a facility that we are already overbooked at our facility.
Has there been an animal that you've just fallen in love with and it was so hard not to keep?
I can't keep the dogs because I have 3 that like to eat other dogs.
Yes, that would be us.
I have if I start now, I'll just never shut up. I've got so many dogs that, we have dogs that have been skinny and down to nothing, and they get up to Canada. Actually, one of my favorite ones was a Chihuahua mixed something dog. And it made me almost have to hang it to get it into the thing because it fought me. It hated. It bit everybody here. No dog can be left behind. We want to help them all. And I finally got it in the kennel. It went to Canada, and now it's kissing babies. And it is, and it's being a guide for a blind dog.
That made you emotional. Is it because sometimes
it's because all these, I just see these dogs that look in their eyes. There's been so many of them, I can't even think of all of them anymore. But you just look in their eyes and all the things that they've been through, and then they look so happy and thankful, and it's just wonderful. I know that they're going to have a hard time for 24 to 48 hours being on a bus.
Yeah.
In kennels, it's going to be extremely scary, but there's fosters on the other end. There are adopters on the other end. Those are the people waiting.
Yeah.
They're going to welcome them in. They're going to go, it's okay. And from there, they get to find their forever homes.
It's amazing. Who's driving the yellow bus?
Our main driver is Tasha Lee. She is an amazing woman. She's been an EMT. She's been in the military. She is, gosh, my heart and soul. She also has another job, so she's having to spread her time. This time we've got one of the rescues up north is coming down and driving with one of our other fosters here. They're taking it this time. So we do pay our drivers. And if anybody wants to try it out, please contact me. We need
road
people.
Trip with a school bus full of dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like
about 48 hours of poop this high and a lifetime of happiness and smiles and memories.
That's awesome.
So, yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you for taking the time out of a transport day to come talk to us.
Well, thank you
and
for
two,
having us.
It's clear you have a passion and you love them. And so we're just grateful. We love animals. We bought this property because we love animals.
Oh no, I can tell.
Yeah, we just and ours are bad. Yeah. Ours are bad, but those are my bad dogs.
Oh yeah, no, I just paid $200 because one of my dogs was real bad with the other one, but that's okay. Yeah. They're still there. They're not. Yeah. It's the responsibility. I took them on.
Yeah.
They are rescues. I took them and said, I choose you. They didn't say, hey, take me in. I chose them, so it's my job to provide, to make sure that they're good and safe.
Thank you for what you're doing.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. And I hate to do it, but I'm going to run so I can go get my yellow school bus and fill it with dogs.
All right.